Let's make a card that looks good and is great fun to play with. Hey guys, welcome back to Squdge Craft. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to be making a card today. We're going to make one of my favourite cards, which is the Infinity card. Now this card looks really quite impressive and is great fun to play with. You'll understand why when you see it. But it's actually really simple to make, so I thought we would make it today. I have been joined by my kitten because you know how she's missed you all. She's not been in a video for a while and she wanted to come and say hello. So she's here looking cute at the beginning, and I'm going to find some blues. We're going to do a kind of oceany themed Infinity card. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I've chosen my cardstock. We're going to do this light blue. You want quite a thick cardstock for your base. And I'm doing a 6x6 card, so I'm going to cut 4 pieces that are 3x6. So you want whatever your width is times half the length for each piece. 4 pieces exactly the same size, 3 inches by 6 inches for a 6x6 card. What is basically going to happen is we're going to have 2 pieces in this direction and 2 pieces in this direction. Is how it's going to go together, really. But we'll do it step by step. So, what we're going to do, we are going to score. Can't find the scoreboard then. No, come back here. There we go. So each piece, we're going to score along the 6-inch side at 1.5, 1.5, and 4.5. Turn it over and do the same thing. You want it to be scored on both sides to make sure that it's going to fold both ways and that you are breaking down those fibres. So when you score something, what you're basically doing is crushing the fibres. So you want to score twice on both sides so that you'll be able to bend this each and every way. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly the same for the other 4 pieces. You really need to score these well. The more deeply and accurately you score these, the easier and better your card will move in the final design. So this is worth taking the time to do properly so that your card will actually move smoothly. Okay, so on 2 of your pieces we're going to do some pencil marks. Now we scored at 1.5 inch from each end, and so that end rectangle is 3 inches by 1.5. So we're going to mark where 1.5 is, so we divide that rectangle into 2 little squares. You could draw a full line across. I've just done 2 little pencil marks to divide them. So we've now got 2 1.5 inch squares per end piece. So this score line is at 1.5. This is 3, so I've done a pencil mark at 1.5. So if we drew a line there, like so, this square is 1.5 by 1.5. This square is 1.5 by 1.5. I've done it on all 4 of them. So if I do, I'll draw the lines so you can see them. That isn't a very straight line, but there we go. That one didn't draw at all. So there we go. So there are the lines, and you can see now that we've split them. So we've got 2 here. We're going to put them so they're lined up neatly with each other. So now we have a 6x6 square. Okay, we're going to put tape here, 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 and here. Those 4 squares are where we're going to put tape. Excuse me, am I going to sneeze? No. What? Come on. Let me zoom out so everyone can see you. Hold on. I know. Your adoring audience need to see you. There you go. Come over here. come here. Come over here. There you go. Let everyone see you because you are the star of the show. Obviously, I've said you can tape here. You can also use glue. It is entirely up to you. So now you want to fold and burnish all of those score lines on both sides. So fold it one way, burnish it, fold it the other way and burnish it. You need to make sure these lines are very crisp so that the pieces will move freely. You kind of want them to be really, really flexible and have a lot of movement. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to put glue or tape up here and glue or tape down here. I'm going to use my Kalau glue. You want a glue that's able to withstand movement because this card does move a lot, which is why you could use tape instead. I'm just going to use glue because it allows me to make sure everything is lined up neatly. So I'm going to start with this top piece. I'm going to pop the glue in this square, move it around so that it is, let's use my finger, is probably easier. Move it around so it fills the whole square. Remove it from underneath the pencil line. Rub it off my finger. So you want to just, anything that's underneath that pencil line, remove. And then one of the pieces facing the other direction, we're going to line up corner to corner. So we're going to line that up so that it is lined up down the side, lined up across the top, as neatly as you can get it, as straight as you can get both of those. And then clip it down to let it dry. So it's basically only going to glue in that little corner piece. So it's only this top corner that's glued. There's nothing there and there's nothing on the bottom. What we're going to then do, the other piece, we're going to glue next to it. So we're just going to line it up and check. It should fit because it's cut to the right length. Yes, it will. There's enough room. Going to give that a second to dry. Okay. Now we're going to do glue in this corner. Again, spread it out so that it reaches everywhere. There we go. Oh, me too. Once this is complete, I can spend hours just playing with it. And again, we're going to line this up in the corner. So we want to go straight along the top and straight down the side. Add some pressure in that corner. And again, it's only stuck in that top square. Not stuck down here, not stuck here. And those pieces will lie, won't at the moment because the clip's there, but those two pieces will lie perfectly next to each other. If once we put it all together, you need to trim it, then you can just trim off a millimetre or so with your scissors or with a trimmer. It's easy to do. So if you do this and they overlap slightly, don't panic. Do not panic. Do not panic. Okay. Take that off. So now we have these two pieces stuck on the top one, like so. Okay, so now we're going to stick the bottom one in the same way. To make it easier, I'm just going to show you, this is also going to go the same way as this one. Okay, I'm going to lift back the flaps for now. Line this up. Let's check. Make sure we are straight. Lined up there, lined up there. That is in the right place. I'm just going to add the glue. Okay, remove the dried bits. Let's spread this out. Cover the whole square. Need a bit more there. Stay. Okay. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing. So we're going to line that up nice and straight there. Yep. And then we're going to line this up. And then we're going to put some pressure on those two. It is like an origami card, yes. Let me just put some weight there while I close my glue. Okay, so we've now stuck those pieces together. And that is it. Now all we need to do is decorate. That is as simple as it is. Now it's just decorating. So those 4 pieces, you stick them together in the corners. Now we've got the card. It's going to be difficult to see because it's all one colour. So I'm going to do this slowly. And hopefully you'll see what's happening. So this is the front of your card. Okay. You then open it up and you have this card. You then open it top to bottom. You have this shaped card. You open it again. You have this shaped card. You open it again. You open it again. You open it. That bit needs a trim. You open it again. You open it again. You open it again. And I can do that for hours. Absolute hours. It is so much fun to do. But this is where you find out if you need to trim something. So here, that's fine. They don't really touch there, so that's not a problem. If I go to here, they don't really cause a problem, so that's good. We open it up. This is where we have a problem here. These 2 edges. So all I'm going to do is put a little pencil mark. And let's see, where are those 2 edges? This one. This one. Just find my pencil marks. This one. Yes. So what I need to trim are these edges here. And I'm not going to do it with my trimmer, I'm just going to do it with my scissors. So let me get them to the edge. There. And this one. Okay. So I'm going to trim this ever so slightly. I am literally just cutting off the edge pieces. Okay, I'm not cutting off very much at all, because you don't want to leave a big gap in the centre. You just want to cut off enough that they don't hit each other. Okay, we're not removing huge pieces, we're just cutting off the edges. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is 2 3/4. So 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and those are going to sit in these sections. 8 squares, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. We then want 8 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. I will write these down in a second. So there's 1, 8. Okay, then we want 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, 1, 8. Okay, so I'm just going to go round and stick these on where they fit. So in some places you will have a square visible, and in some places you will have a rectangle visible, and in some places you'll have both, and that's where it gets a little more confusing. So we're going to start with the simple sections.
Okay, so on this first panel it is quite clear you've got 2 large squares and 4 of the rectangle pieces, and sometimes you will turn this card and it will be very abundantly clear which piece you need to stick on for your layer, and other times there are options. So we're going to start off with the straightforward ones. So this first panel that you see, 2 large squares and 4 of the rectangular pieces. Nice and easy. You could do all of these in different colours. You could do them the same colour. You could do however you want for decoration. You could do all the large squares one colour, all the small squares another colour, or the rectangles another colour. You know, you've got pretty much free reign to decorate it as you wish. I am doing all of my mats the same colour, just because it works well with the sort of underwater theme using these 2 colours, and the kitten was desperately trying not to let me. So here is where it's confusing. So you very obviously have a large square at the top and a large square at the bottom. That makes perfect sense. You can see that very clearly. You also have the corners, and you've got score lines which show you that the 4 corners will have the little squares in. And then you've got an option. So we can see a rectangle down the side, can't we? However, when you open that up, you will see that actually it's a larger square. So you could do 2 rectangles there, or you could do 1 square. It is entirely your decision, and that is where the engagement and the fun of decorating this comes in. So I'm just going to show you how I do it, and then you can decide. So again, I'm going to leave those for now. I'm going to go on to the back panel. The back panel is again very simple. 2 large squares, 4 rectangles. Now, because we cut 8 of each, I have used all my rectangles and I have 2 of the large squares left. So that's what I'm going to use in those spaces. However, you could cut them in half and use 2 rectangles. That would also work. It is entirely down to you. The thing you need to be aware of is the fact that you can see this panel from both the second and the third direction. So you just need to be aware of what details you are adding onto it and how you are keeping that within your design. So you could do the large squares like I've done, or you could cut them down and do 2 small rectangles. It is entirely up to you.
I have my scraps and just see. So these squares are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So for our sentiment panels, we want 2.5 by 2.5. So I'm just going to cut a square of white that is 2.5 by 2.5, which will sit there. So for our tropical themed card, this is our front panel. So we have the 3-layered turtle. I mean, the detailing on that is just stunning. It's such a gorgeous stamp. I can't fault it. It is such a gorgeous stamp. And then we have the ohana on this side with the seaweed, the layered flower and the layered starfish. So they do have 2 layers to them, with our starfish top and bottom. Obviously, you could do whatever decoration you want top and bottom. I've just kept it simple. Turn it the first time, This will be for another sentiment. So say you were doing a birthday card, you could have happy birthday, it's your birthday, maybe the number. The one that I did on Facebook that I showed earlier, which I closed because I'm a dingbat, had the number on it for the kid's birthday. So you could do that. So I've just put those panels there to save that space for some sentiments. Then when you open it up, we see that underneath there we've got Surf's Up and Mahalo printed on there in the same green as the seaweed and the starfish. So that's page 3. And then page 4 on the back here, where you could put your sentiments. Now I'm actually thinking I might put white panels here with the seaweed so that they stand out more just on this back panel, because obviously this back panel is the main panel where you're going to write to whoever from whoever. So it may be like that it's a birthday or something like that, and you want this page to be really sort of special. So I might add that before I do anything with it, but for now we are all finished.
So I just thought I'd show you a close-up of each panel. Thank you very much for spending time with me today, guys. This was filmed over on Twitch, so if you'd like to see some of these in real time and chat with us, come over there. Keep crafting, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!